What is going on? Welcome back to Financial Journey. So today we're going to talk to you about ChargePoint. I want to go over what the hell has been happening with ChargePoint, go over some of the data points, and whether this nice run is going to continue or not. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off Wednesday, it did go up 16.08%. So despite it being a shorter day, it did get a lot of volume and it was a pretty nice run up. You do see 23.3 million shares being traded, 14.9 is the average. There was no specific news to ChargePoint that really drove it higher, no SEC filings, no new analyst ratings. Rather, it was going up because of Tesla. So Tesla has been kind of the saving grace for the whole EV sector over this last several trading days. And in some cases, some stocks have actually been outperforming Tesla, such as Lucid and ChargePoint, and both of those stocks are very heavily shorted. So it's kind of a small squeeze, not a mother of all short squeezes, but there is some squeezing happening. 31.34% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 122.98 million shares overall being shorted. It is on the threshold list, and right now you can't see any change, or you don't see the cost to borrow because the market's closed. But you do see that yesterday shorts returned about 4 million shares, give or take, and that is net. So they did make up for the majority of the volume yesterday because of just kind of trading back and forth. So a lot of the volume being done on Wednesday was linked to algorithmic trading and shorting. And so based on yesterday, this is kind of the volume. So 23.3 million shares being traded, 14.9 is the average. And I can tell it's those 2 points because of this. So no transactions occurred on Wednesday. Actually, in fact, the last one was on June the 28th, above $100,000 on the secondary market. So big money is still overlooking ChargePoint, but algorithmic trading is being kind of told to push a lot of the EV sector higher. I don't think anyone's overall complaining about that. So again, that's kind of the basis of why ChargePoint is going up. Quickly popping over to here though, you do see through 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗖𝗧 around 600 shares available to be shorted at a price of 11.53%. And typically 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧 is in the level ground or kind of the average. So that's a good benchmark to use. And with there only being 600 shares available, very limited supply. So again, something to kind of consider. I want to go over some of the other data points and why I feel there is going to be a continuation of a rally. Not necessarily just the whole EV sector, but the broad market. So looking at options, 498,000 in calls, 118,000 in puts. Sentiment-wise, 47% of all the options being done on Wednesday were bullish and optimistic, orienting it to kind of between that $1.50 and $2 range, or in excess of $2. And then looking at puts, you do see consensus for it to be sub $1.50. So something to kind of consider. Some people are very hesitant about this nice rally that's been happening with ChargePoint over this last several trading days. So let me know your thoughts if you're one of those individuals that you're hesitant, or do you think it's justified? What's your viewpoint on that? One thing that I just wanted to bring up, popping over to 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧, it does actually have the Elliott Wave Technicals, a pivot point of $1.54. And surprisingly enough, the Elliott Wave Technicals have been nearly on point. So for those of you that do remember, I kind of bring this up on occasion, but it does have a pivot point of $1.54. So for as long as it is above that, then it is anticipated to kind of hit a high of around $1.81, at least this cycle. So technicals are looking fairly good because of this rally over this last several trading days. And like I mentioned, no new analyst ratings, so it's been relatively quiet. Last one was done 6 days ago, done by Benchmark, $3 price target, and Michael, who has a 45% success rating. And so yeah, I think all in all, pretty fun stuff when it comes down to what has been happening with ChargePoint. And in my opinion, I think it's kind of long past due. ChargePoint shouldn't be at these prices. They should be probably $2 plus, at least, a very, very bare minimum. But right now with it at $1.66, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So $1.59 is going to be the next strong support that you'll want to watch for in the next several trading days. Then $1.85 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. So most likely it's just going to kind of trade within this range. But with one thing that I'm going to bring up in a second, there might be a very nice push higher. We'll just have to wait and see ultimately, but on the actual chart itself, because of that very green day, it did push into the higher percentile and also above that 50-day moving average. So technicals are looking very good, and we'll just have to wait and see if it does hold that 50-day moving average again in the next several trading days. Stochastic, you do see a nice bullish deviation, so white line above the red as well. It is at 31, so arguably considered still oversold. A number of retail investors were getting in. So all in all, pretty bullish data points, like I said. And one thing to kind of just watch for is just institutions not really getting in. So you're not having that very strong support. But if the market and algorithms want to push ChargePoint and the whole EV sector higher, I don't think anyone's really complaining. But there's one thing that I just wanted to bring up. So popping over here, let's pull up Bitcoin right now. And I know this is kind of random, but Bitcoin is selling off, down 5.18%. So there is a rotation happening. And what does that mean? Well, people are rotating and freeing up cash from cryptocurrency and going to be moving it to equities. And why are they doing that? Is because of this individual right here. So Nancy Pelosi just announced, as of, I think it was right here at the top, on July the 2nd, they did buy 10,000 shares, or sorry, traded on June the 26th, but 10,000 shares of NVIDIA. And I'll quickly pop over to NVIDIA just in case you guys don't know. I'm pretty sure you do, but over this last 1 year, it is up 202.45%. I'm not a financial advisor or anything, but logically, I don't think it's justified to buy 10,000 shares of a company that is up 202%. Kind of crazy if you ask me, but she hasn't been wrong. So I think this is where people are seeing this as a very big sign that the market is at a bottom, essential equivalent in some cases, and that we are going to have a nice move higher. And so, like I said, if we look at her track record, she is not wrong. Whether she's acting based on inside information that a lot of people like to just jokingly say, or if it's legitimate, maybe she's the best trader out there, I'm not really sure. But in essence, you are seeing a very big kind of pullback in the crypto market as this is announced. So I think starting tomorrow, so that's when the market does reopen, you are going to see a lot of growth stocks move higher. And so I think the whole EV sector, which largely has been beaten down over this last little bit, is going to have its time in the sun and potentially move higher. So let me know your thoughts on that. That should make a very interesting tail end of the week, and plus rolling over most likely into next week. So what's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And give yourself a shout out if you've been buying ChargePoint, if you've been selling, what have you been doing? One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it, and they give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.